Hello folks, and welcome back to the 8hourwebsite.com. In my last video we signed up to Weebly, which is our website creation tool, and we registered our own domain names. In this second lesson I'm going to teach you about themes, which are the style templates that dictate the look of your website. And I'm also going to show you how to add and delete pages so that you can customize the content of your site. So you may remember we briefly touched upon themes last lesson. We were actually taken automatically to the theme selection page, which is where I'm going to take you now. Please make sure that you're in the editor section of Weebly, which is the section that looks like this. You'll have a blue bar at the top and you'll have all these buttons on the left hand side. Now you may not be, you may be in the dashboard section, so I'll just show you how to get back here to the editor section. This is the dashboard section. You may remember from the last lesson we went up here to domains to register our domain. If you're in this section, you'll see a list of your websites here, of which we should only have one so far, my site. Click on edit site and that will take us out of the dashboard and into the editor section again. I'm getting this little pop-up. You shouldn't get yours now because hopefully you've already registered a domain name, so I'm just going to cross mine off though. Okay, so once you're in the editor section, we want to go in the top navigation bar to theme. And then you'll see you'll get some new options in the left hand panel, and all we're interested in for now is change theme. Now you may recognize this page from the last lesson. This is the theme selection page. So firstly, what are themes in Weebly? Themes are the basic templates that will dictate how your site looks and how you navigate around it. The great thing about Weebly is that you can chop and change which template you're using at any point in the website creation process without losing any of your work. So you may even have a website that's 30 pages big, full of images and blog posts, and you can change the template within seconds, altering the whole look and style of your website, and it won't affect any of the pages. All the pages will still be in the same place, all the content will still be on your pages. It's only the look of your website that's affected, which makes it an incredibly powerful tool. You can even do this when your website is live, by the way, so you could change which template you use every day of the week if you wanted to. The second great thing about Weebly is that all of your templates are completely customizable. You can get really deep with this if you want to, and you can edit these templates until they're completely unrecognizable. You can create your own custom themes, all sorts. But you also don't have to if you don't feel comfortable doing so, or you're pressed for time and you want to get your website up and running. These templates, these themes are all completely free to use and they're really high quality. I mean, you can see just from the look of them how professional they look, and they'll serve you well. Another great feature is that we can preview these templates without actually applying them to our site. So if you hover over a theme, you'll see we get these options appear in the bottom corner, preview or choose. If we click on preview, it'll take a second to load. Now it will show us what our website will look like if we decide to apply that theme. Now we don't really get a good feel for it at the minute because my website's empty, I've got no content on it. But say you'd already filled up your site with blog posts and news and what have you. When you click preview, it will show you what your website will look like with the applied theme. So again, that's a really powerful feature. You can try it before you apply it to see if it's suitable for your website, and you can even navigate around just as if it was really applied. Up in the top right hand corner you get cancel or choose. Cancel is self-explanatory, you just revert back to the template you were using before, and choose applies this new style to your site. So we're going to do that for now. Actually, we're going to choose and you'll see our website change and it's applied the new template. In later lessons I'm going to show you how to even further customize the look of your website, but for now I think that's enough to get you going. The next thing we need to learn how to do is how to add and delete pages so that we can customize the actual content of our website. Now when you first create a site in Weebly, as I'm sure you've noticed, Weebly auto-populates your site with some suggested pages. It's fairly likely that you're not going to want some or all of these pre-prepared pages. So we're going to go ahead and delete them and add the pages that we actually do want. And I'll talk a little bit about what pages you should consider for your site. So first of all, we need to ensure that we're in the editor section of Weebly again, and then we go in the top navigation bar to pages. Once you're here, you'll see again these options on the left hand panel change, and now you'll see a list of the pages on your website. I have home, contact, and about us. You can click and drag these pages, change the order of them in the left hand panel, and that will change the order of them on your actual website. So you see my navigation bar here changes as I move these pages. It might take a second to apply, and then you see it's changed here. Now bear in mind that whichever page is at the top of this list on the left hand page will be your home page, which is the first page people will see when they type in your domain name. If you look closely up here, you'll see there's a little house icon next to the top page, which tells you that it's the home page. Now you need at least a home page at a bare minimum for anyone to be able to view your site, and I would also recommend that you have at least a contact page, which will display your contact information, and an about us page, which will explain what your company is, what it does, etc. I think those 3 pages are probably the bare minimum that you can get away with. So to add a new page to your website, we're going to want to make sure we have this panel open by clicking pages at the top, and then we're going to hit this little plus arrow at the top of the left hand panel here. You'll be asked what type of page you want to create. Again, that's completely up to you. There's some presets here, but most of the time a standard page ought to do. After that, you'll be on the page customization menu, and you'll have to enter a title or a name for your page. We'll call this one, what should we call it? We'll call it gallery for now, and you'll see that soon appear on your navigation bar on your actual page. That's your new page there. There's also some other options on this menu. We'll ignore those for now, but I will come back to those later. Once you've given your new page a name, hit save at the top of the menu here, and that will be your page saved to your website. Now to delete a page, you simply click on it in your left hand menu and then click delete at the bottom. It'll ask you to confirm, and that'll get rid of the page. So you can still do that with the preset pages Weebly made for you, as long as you have a home page left. So let's have a look at some of those other options we get in the page customization menu while we're here. We'll click on our contact page, and you'll see the menu here. Now the first thing you'll see is header type, and we've chosen a short header. What is a header? Well, that's this part of the screen here, the big image that's at the top of your pages. That's called a header image. If you look in this drop down menu, you see we get a couple of different styles: tall header, short header, no header, landing, or splash. The first couple are fairly self-explanatory. So a tall header is a bigger version, and no header, of course, removes the image completely. Now let's select tall header for now, and I'll show you how we can edit it. Just like anything else in Weebly, the header image is completely customizable. You can use an image of your own, or you can use a free one from Weebly, or you can get rid of it altogether. To do that, hover over the image itself, and you'll see this edit image button pop up. Click that, and now we can do a few things. If you click and drag on the image, you see this crosshair appears. You can reposition the image and focus on whichever part of the image you wish. If you use these sliders at the bottom of the page, you can add certain effects to the image, such as zoom or different image filters. And if you click change image, again fairly self-explanatory, we can change which actual image we display. These ones here are just free images from Weebly that you can use if you wish, or you can upload an image from your own machine. You click upload image, click the upload a photo from your computer button, and you'll be able to upload an image from your actual files. I'm just going to cancel away for now because we're not going to change that. Then once you've done that, you can either cancel or save to make your changes. There's also a drop down button here which will give you the option to save these changes to all of your pages or to just the specific one that you're working on. So we'll click save, and there we go. There's a couple of other options we get in this page menu, but I shouldn't worry about those for now. Visibility just allows you to set some pages to private, and then we get some advanced options that we don't need to concern ourselves with for now. Okay, so now you know how to add and delete pages and reorder them, and you know how to edit the headers on the page. There's one final thing I want to go over when it comes to pages. When you create a new page, you'll be offered the chance to choose a preset layout for that page. If you see, we've got a blank page here, and it says choose a layout or drag elements here. Now, I'll teach you about dragging elements around later. That's how you build an actual page. But for now, I want you to focus on this choose a layout button. If we click that on a new page, we get the chance to use a pre-baked layout for our page, which will save us some time when it comes to building it. Now, if you look along the top, just like we did with the theme selection page, you'll see different categories of page layout. These are basically common styles for each of the common pages. So most websites have a contact page, and here are some common styles for them. If we choose one, like this one here, you see this? This is a preview of what the layout looks like on our page. Now this is basically to save us time in creating pages. I'll go through what each of these individual elements are later and how we can edit them, but I just want you to be aware that if we click keep now, we've got a basic page setup already, and we can go in and we can edit each individual bit like I'm going to show you in later lessons. But I just wanted you to be aware that these existed if you want to use them. So just to recap, what have we learned this lesson? We've learned about themes, which are Weebly's templates for determining the style of your website. We've learned how to add and delete pages so that you can customize the content on your website. We've learned about headers and how to edit them. And we've also briefly looked at page layouts, which are basically templates for the pages themselves. Before you move on to the next lesson, I want to make sure you've done two things. I want to make sure you've picked a theme for your website that you're happy to use for now, whilst bearing in mind that you can change it in the future if you want to. And I want you to have created at least two pages on your website. I want a home page and a contact page. We'll go through in the future how to populate those and how to edit them, but for now I just want you to have at a minimum those two pages. Once you've done both of these things, pat yourself on the back and we can move on to the next lesson.